Hey, what's up, hello? Forgot to record on the way here. I am currently seated to see Once Upon a Time in Harlem. It is day 7. I guess I'll just catch up with you more after the movie. Alright, hey, what's up, hello? Better morning introduction here. I just saw Once Upon a Time in Harlem, the new William Greaves, David Greaves film. William Greaves being famed black director from the 1970s, famous for Symbiopsychotoplasm, I think is the full name of the film. Actually, wait, I looked it up. Symbiopsychototaxiplasm. Very, very famous film, very important part of the independent cinema movement in the United States, in New York City. William Greaves actually passed away in 2014. This is his first film since his death. It was filmed in 1972 and has been completed by his son, David. And so the process to getting this made is a 50-year plus process. We are now seeing the son of the filmmaker finishing the unfinished work. Sorry, croque monsieur, break, because I can't take the video and eat at the same time, because then my hair blows in my face and it's extremely annoying. So one moment, please. I'm back. So William Greaves left this film unfinished. David Greaves, his son, picked it up, finished it 50 years later. It captures an event, a dinner party hosted at Duke Ellington's Harlem apartment, gathers together a group of important people from the Harlem Renaissance, essentially the cultural and political figures from Harlem in the 1920s and 1930s. In 1972, they are all elderly and they are all reminiscing on the magic moment that happened in Harlem in the 1920s and the 1930s. And through the film, we just get to see a series of conversations at this party. We just sort of listen in on their thoughts, on their discussions, sharing poetry, sharing thoughts and theory. A lot of it is really, really interesting. But on a personal level, I couldn't shake the feeling of how contrived sort of all of these conversations ended up feeling for me personally. I mean, this event, it's not like we're peering into a monthly or a yearly dinner party. This event was created solely for the purpose of this movie. At the beginning of the film, it tells us that these people don't really meet. And they've all just been invited to this event for the purpose of being recorded on film. And so the entire conceit of it being this one magical night, this one dinner party where all of these incredible people gather together is a little bit of a flawed premise, because this event would not be happening and these people would not be gathering together were it not for the existence of this camera. It's not like we're snooping in on a place that we're not supposed to be. This place would not exist without the factor of an audience watching. So there's a bit of an element of performance. We're not really capturing anyone in a natural environment. Everyone is coming to perform for the camera. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just sort of explains why I had this feeling throughout that there was just a little bit of a disconnect. And I suppose the other question that I was left with the entire time was just, why now? This event was filmed in 1972. I don't quite understand why William Greaves put it aside, nor do I understand why David Greaves brought it back over 50 years later. So I'm left with those questions. What was the impetus to drop the project and leave it unfinished from 1972 till William Greaves' death? And what was the impetus for David Greaves to pick it up and finish it? Because it kind of seems like a project that William Greaves may not have wanted finished. I'm unclear on those details, but regardless, you know, it's an important film in that it really is interesting to see these people interacting. But personally, this documentary just didn't quite do it for me, and I'm really sad that it didn't. You can't win them all, I guess, and I will definitely at some point try to give it a rewatch when I'm not festival fatigued 7 days in at 8:30 a.m. Anyways, though, I'm about to go into my next film, which is Tin Castle. It's an Irish film in the Critics Week. So I'll watch that and talk to you soon.
Pretty good.
So Tin Castle, surprisingly, my second documentary. I thought that this was not a documentary. till I sat down and they introduced the film. So that shows just how blind I went into this one. But it was one of the nicest surprises of the festival. Tin Castle is an Irish documentary film, and it tells the story of a family of 12 living in a tiny, like 20-foot by 20-foot trailer. They have like 4 or 5 horses. They've got like 8 dogs. It's a messy situation. The film sort of just shows their life over a period of time. We're really just watching the family, we're watching these kids, we're seeing the interpersonal dynamics within the family, and we're just seeing what life looks like in this like sort of extreme circumstance of it being so many people and animals crammed into a tiny little space, and how in some ways that's actually more freeing for this group of people than it is confining, than it is trapping. Wonderful little cinema verite piece, really exceptional camera work, a great eye for little details. It really does a good job of finding nice moments, finding really interesting visuals to capture within this, and letting scenes play out from very neat angles. The camera never interacts with them. There's never any interviews. They're never telling us anything directly. We just get to observe. Having made some documentaries like this, it's hard to get your subjects not to, at any point, address the camera. It shows a real comfort that has been established between the filmmaker and the subjects. And especially for like kids, it's really impressive that they establish such a comfort with the filmmaking team that it never feels like they're performing for the camera. They might be performing for each other, but it always feels like the camera just does not exist. It's one of my surprises of the festival, a lovely little movie that I hope can really find an audience, because it's a pretty special one. I forgot to record, but I should say I just went to an NYU event, and now I'm gonna be going in to see Fjord. I have another party that I'm gonna be going to later, and I will remember to film that time, but I did not remember this time. It's been a busy day, so very busy day. Let me catch you up quickly. My phone was dying, Arna got me my charger, but I've been walking around. I saw a bunch of friends from business school who were there, business/film school. So I met up with them, went to some little panels, walked around the market. I am producing a short film in France next year, and so I was going to look for tax information and everything, and I just stumbled into like a panel on how to access French tax credits, so that was awesome. Then went to a little NYU networking event. Now I'm here at Fjord and ready to hopefully see what could be one of the big movies of the year. High hopes for Renata, high hopes for Sebastian Stan. Hoping.
Pretty good.
Oh Lord, Fjord is gonna be an interesting one. I am not looking forward to Film Twitter getting their hands on this. All right, let's talk Fjord, Christian Mungiu's new film, the Romanian filmmaker, this time making a movie in Norway. The film stars Renata Reinsve, Sebastian Stan. They are a married couple with 5 kids. Renata is Norwegian, Sebastian is Romanian, and they have moved their family from Romania to Norway. This very large family unit is quite conservative, and they are quite religious. They are evangelicals, and they sort of push their religion on people a little bit, which starts to rub some people the wrong way in the community. Things really come to a head when one day teachers notice bruises on one of the children and they call Child Protective Services. What follows this is a courtroom drama about these 2 parents sort of asserting their right to parent as they choose. It becomes a story about religious persecution. Is this community and this government coming after this family because of their religious beliefs? Are they coming after them because of the things that they've taught their kids to believe and to say? And that's where this gets into a lot of tricky territory. And I'll say right now, I think that it handles this gray area, this extremely morally gray situation, with a lot of tactfulness. Ultimately, the film is a little bit of a it kind of goes in a direction that says that at a certain point, progressivism becomes a little bit insane, which is a message that After the Hunt had last year, and I hated After the Hunt. I thought that that film was just so whiny and counterproductive, and I didn't feel that way with Fjord, despite feeling the same hesitance towards its themes. Christian Mungiu in Fjord handles this topic with a lot more nuance. He understands the moral gray area, and it doesn't feel like he's advocating for the things that he's fighting for here, but more so just saying that we should all look inside ourselves at our own tolerances. There's going to be a lot of people who misread it in both directions. Conservative figureheads that are going to latch onto this film. And likewise, I think that there's going to be a lot of progressives on film Twitter who really hate what this movie is saying. I'm left thinking a lot of thoughts about this one. It's morally ambiguous, the story is satisfying, the characters are satisfying. This is going to be one where I'm gonna have to read a lot of what other people are saying on this. I'm gonna have to rewatch, reevaluate.
Filmball!
Hey. I'm gonna have to rewatch, reevaluate, and see where I end up on it.
I'll check at home, but I just...
So it just has been raining. That was Queer Night at the American Pavilion. Super fun event, second year going. And yeah, basically a big crossover episode. And it's fun to catch up with everyone because like this festival is so big that even though I'm in the same place as all of those guys and we all know each other, we're all friends. Hello, how's it going?
Is the party over there?
It's just over there. Yeah.
Oh, I can see that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm headed to it's fun, yeah. That was a professor of mine, hilarious, and I've run into her twice today. Anyways, it's so interesting that this festival's so big because like I know those guys, love them. I've barely seen them at all here, like very little crossover. So it's nice at events like this to actually be able to connect. All right, now I'm about to be at my second party of the night, which is the Nordic party. Thank you, Christian, for inviting me. This is my first time doing like a big, real festival beach party. And let's see how it is. All right, I'm here at the Nordic beach party with Cassie Jo and Nanda. All right, have you guys seen anything at the festival yet? What's your most anticipated movie of the festival?
I was most looking forward to seeing Groundswell.
Groundswell. Oh,
Yes.
the documentary.
Yes, which is an environmental documentary that won the Artemis Foundation Award with the Golden Globes this evening. So that was really exciting and quite satisfying to
Wow. Oh, also voting member, Golden Globes. Very cool. Okay, did it live up to all of your expectations?
It did. It went beyond.
Beyond.
It was amazing in terms of music, science, broken down into very digestible graph. It's such an international appeal. It was beautiful.
Oh, thank you for the lighting. Oh my God, lifesaver. Okay, Manda, what are you most looking forward to seeing?
Okay, well, apparently I missed Club Kid.
Club Kid,
I'm
yeah.
sad about that. I really did want to see that. Well, I'll see it
It's gonna.
eventually. I'll see it.
A24 just bought it, so
Yeah.
like you're fine.
I'm like forgetting this. Tiger something that was
Paper Tiger?
I heard that was good.
You'll be able to see it.
Okay,
And it had
cool.
an environmental
Okay.
subplot.
Yeah.
Did you see
No,
it?
it does. It does.
Yes.
It's all about cleaning up the river.
This is my first film festival ever, and it's like the best one ever. So
Oh
it's
my
like
God,
I'm just living it up. I just want to live my life. I don't even. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. All right. Explanation.
So So this is the Petit Majestic. If you're not at the actual Hotel Majestic, then come here. This is the bar. So after the screenings and after the parties, everyone comes here and chats, and it's very low-key, very chilled. Down the road you have karaoke, more bars and restaurants, and salsa dancing. So this is a melting pot of where everything happens.
Anyways, that's the end of my day. It's currently 3 a.m. I'm sitting outside my Airbnb because I don't have a key fob. We only have 2 key fobs. I can't get in, and everyone in my apartment is sleeping. So I'm just waiting for someone to either go in or come out so that I can go inside. Anyways, I've got a movie early, but it's The Unknown, which got mediocre reviews. So if I sleep through it, it's fine. Anyways, though, that's it for me today. Oh, I should also mention I am stone sober. Don't drink, don't smoke. I don't do anything. So I have been out partying and dancing, stone sober, and now I'm tired and I want to go to bed, and I'm locked outside. Somebody send help, please. But anyways, I got nothing to do but just sit here, so I will see you in the afternoon. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. and I'm finally just leaving the apartment because silly me, when I got in to the place at 4 a.m. last night, I went, oh, you know what? I don't need to wake up for tickets because I've got all the tickets for all the days. I don't need to do that. I don't need to wake up. So what did my dumbass do? Turned off my alarm and forgot to set another one. And then I woke up at 1 p.m. and I'd missed 2 screenings. So now my 5-movie day has gone down to a 3-movie day. But on the bright side, now I have no excuse to fall asleep in the theater. Still, what a goddamn dumb decision. That might have just set me off course for my 50 movies at the festival. But still, I'm excited for what I'm gonna see. And you know what? I probably needed to sleep. And tonight I'm gonna get to go home a little early and edit and get these videos out because I'm now a full day behind, which sucks, but we'll catch up. We'll catch up. The last day was fun. It was so worth it. Staying out late, going to the Nordic party, which I learned is one of the most exclusive and anticipated events of every year with a DJ battle and everything. But yes, I will see you while seated for the Bazan Theater screening of Minotaur. We're here 2 minutes before Minotaur. I slept through The Unknown this morning, didn't see it, but Arno did. Arno, tell me about The Unknown.
Well, for what it's worth, I saw it early this morning. We're in the afternoon now, and I can't really get it on my head. People have compared it to It Follows for good reasons, yeah. Except unlike It Follows and unlike like quote-unquote elevated horror, it doesn't present itself like a horror film, but it affects you in a similar way. I'm not sure exactly how I want to read into it yet, but it is very dark. That's getting under my skin a little bit.
It's fine.
Minotaur, the new film by Andrei Zvyagintsev, is pretty much a beat-for-beat remake of Claude Chabrol's The Unfaithful Wife. In Minotaur, a CEO of a major corporation in Russia is dealing with the Russian-Ukraine invasion, and he's being told that he has to select 15 workers from his company that he will send off to be drafted. Meanwhile, young people from all over Russia are fleeing, the workforce is dwindling, and on the home front, this CEO is discovering that his wife might be cheating on him with a younger man. My main gripe with the film is that when you hear that this is a movie about a man discovering that his wife is cheating on him, the story kind of goes exactly in the direction that you expect it to. It's very been there, done that. Like, this really just is exactly the movie that you expect it to be. With that said, the addition of the Russian invasion and the draft is a very interesting twist, but overall, despite there being sort of this one narrative twist that does change it up a little bit, for the most part, I was left kind of feeling cold by it, I guess. It's a very well-made film, but it's not one that does anything new or exciting. Because it is Zvyagintsev, I expect the film to be well-made. And it is. It looks great. It's well made. It's just the story, for me. I wouldn't call it a disappointment. It just didn't exceed expectations. It didn't live up to what I wanted it to be, I guess.
Wow.
Bitter Christmas disappointed me massively as a fan of Pedro Almodovar. I find that Almodovar kind of revolves around the same themes in many of his movies. A lot of his films are about his mother, they're about grief over his mother. He also has recently, and I say recently meaning the last 25 years, been making a lot of autofiction, specifically about filmmaking, the act of making a movie, the act of being an artist. He really makes a lot of personal stuff that is about filmmaking and the toll that it can take on one's life and relationships. And Bitter Christmas is another one of those movies. This is a film about a filmmaker trying to write a new screenplay and drawing from his past, drawing from the friends of his, and just slightly changing the details, changing the names, and what happens when one of the women who's a character in the script reads a draft of the film and tears it apart. It is metatextual, and it's all been there, done that. It is all stuff that Almodovar has said many other times, and frankly, he said it many other times in a much more compelling way. To see him sort of just circling around the same themes over and over, I really feel like he could be doing more interesting things. He could be telling more interesting, new, fresh stories, but instead, it feels like he's making stuff because he feels he has to make things. I love when an artist makes something because they have something to say, and not when they make something because they have to say something. It just feels like he feels he has to say something, not because he actually has something new to say. The film is confusing, it's convoluted, it's trapped under layers and layers of metatext.
Sup, bitches?
Yo, did you see Bitter Christmas?
I did not. I'm excited to see that 5-star masterpiece after the festival.
Oh,
I don't know what
right,
he
you're
said.
staying in France.
Don't listen to him. Almodovar the GOAT.
Not
more
on
like
this
goated
one.
Christmas.
Not on this one, not on this one.
I've been at the FNC cocktail.
How's that?
Really fun. Got to meet some fun people. But now I thought I was about to go see the Kurosawa, but some people told me, not some people, Eric Lavallée from Ion Cinema told me, you have to see Every Time. It's the second best film I've seen in all of Cannes, so I'm seeing that instead.
So you're gonna have to let me know how that is, because I'm not seeing it.
And they're telling me this year, Un Certain Regard is above Fortnite.
Honestly, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
I mean,
feel
you love Club Kids, so
I love Club Kid, I love Camp Miasma, and some of the other stuff I've seen in Fortnite has, Fortnite has really let me down. It's been a lot of films that I thought were gonna be great that didn't really
it's
hit
been
for
a
me.
mixed bag for me. I loved Carmen was a Rebelle. I really enjoyed Atonement. There's others I'm forgetting. Radu Jude, The Diary of a Chambermaid. But there's also been some big letdowns. Dora really sucked.
Yeah. But UCR is good, for
UCR
sure.
is really good this year, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so that means you should see Ulysses. Okay. Well, let me know how Every Time is. I'm gonna go get in line for The Samurai and the Prisoner.
Oh.
Applaudissons également Koji Fukada qui est ici. Il est ici. Yusuke Amaguchi.
So I just saw Kiyoshi Kurosawa's The Samurai and the Prisoner. This is a samurai historical epic, 2.5 hours. And let me tell you, that is a very long 2.5 hours. Despite Kiyoshi Kurosawa bearing the name of the master of samurai films, Akira Kurosawa, Kiyoshi has never, he's made a few samurai movies, but it has not been his specialty. And so it's exciting to see Kiyoshi take up doing a samurai movie, but unfortunately, he does not have the knack for it in a way. This film follows a year in feudal Japan as different houses go to war, battle against each other. One samurai is taken prisoner, and though he asks to be killed honorably, given a samurai's exit, and he basically says, if you don't kill me, my old master is gonna kill my kid, because he's gonna think that I was a traitor and that I jumped sides. And despite that, his wishes are not honored, and he is kept prisoner anyways. And the rest of the film just sort of follows 10 months of heavy misfortunes that take place around the house, the sort of samurai lord who took that prisoner. And look, there's a lot of history in this. This is based on actual events, and the film opens up with like 2 or 3 pages worth of stuff to read to get you up to speed on who these people are, what the connections are, who hates who, who's fighting who. The entire movie is just so complicated. It really gets bogged down in that. You know, a great samurai movie, a great Western movie, a great action movie in general shouldn't be mostly preoccupied with just explaining who the characters are and who hates who and why and what the political disputes are. It should just be focused on delivering something engaging, exciting. But The Samurai and the Prisoner just feels like a history lesson. There are so many characters in this, so many connections between them, so many people that are talked about that are honestly never on screen, that it kind of feels like you've been dropped into Game of Thrones in season 5 and you're asked to just figure out who everyone is and why. As a big fan of samurai movies, this is a pretty big letdown. It's just so convoluted, so overlong, and so not fun. Probably one of my bigger disappointments of this year. But Kiyoshi Kurosawa, yeah, I should have kind of known to expect disappointment. He has not been on a hot streak recently. Well, anyways, that brings me to the end of my day 8. And because this was a rough day, I slept in, missed 2 movies, only ended up seeing 3 of my 5, and then all 3 of them let me down significantly. I decided to treat myself to a little milkshake. So at least there's that. Anyways, though, I will be back at it tomorrow. I'm heading home to edit the last video, video 3 of this series, I think, for day 5 and 6. Tomorrow, day 9, and I'm gonna be back into it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. As always, my name's Matt. This has been Fantasy Filmball.